The next award is the Sidel Levy Award for Peace. And I would like, while I'm reading about the award, for Nancy Stoller, Dr. Stoller, to come up to the stage. This award is named after Victor Sidel and Barry Levy, both past presidents and both here in the front row. So thank you very much for this great recognition and the peace process. This award is to an APHA member who has made outstanding contributions to preventing war and promoting international peace. The award draws attention to the profound health consequences of war and what public health workers can do to help prevent war and promote international peace. It was endowed by the two past presidents, as I just said, who have both worked together tirelessly and edited books, written papers, and spoken widely on war and public health. This year it goes to Nancy Stoller, Professor Emeritus, or Emeriti, Department of Community Studies at the University of California, Santa Cruz.
My dear colleagues in APHA, thank you very much for honoring me with this year's award for peace activism. Thank you especially to Vic Sidel and to Barry Levy for creating this award and for sustaining it. It recognizes the public health damage caused by war, and it also encourages us to struggle against the source of that damage, war itself. This award has my name on it this year, but it's really for the work of many people and groups in APHA. So I'm going to name some names. To the members of the Jail and Prison Health Committee, who taught me so much about how to respond ethically, politically, and practically to the suffering of prisoners, this award is for you. To my Palestinian health colleagues, you have been active in Israel, the West Bank, Gaza, Lebanon, the US, and other countries as well. This award is especially for you. To Amy Hagopian and Cindy Souza, for your sustained optimism during the 5-year process of our getting our resolution on Palestinian health to the Governing Council. This award is personally from me to you. I would never have made it without you. Thanks also to the over 200 APHA members who last year signed our petition of support for Palestinian health, and to the 47 members of the Governing Council who voted in favor of that resolution. Again, more thanks to the APHA leadership, and you know who you are, including George Benjamin, who have provided a clear, calm approach whenever they could to this issue about Palestinian health. And my last, final, and special shout out goes to the Governing Council's Policy Development Work Group. Without you, we would still be back in the policy development hell of 2008, which you can find out about from talking to them. Back then, in 2008, I sincerely believed that APHA would jump at the chance to speak out publicly against the siege of Gaza, which was then, and is still, illegal under international law, and it was, and is, in blatant violation of everything that our organization stands for. I was wrong at the time, but I was then, even then, and still, optimistic that APHA will stand out and speak about this. Last year, when our resolution finally came to the Governing Council, it was clear to me that many members of APHA really have no first-hand knowledge of the conditions structuring the lives of Palestinians. We're just too busy with other important things, and it's not easy to visit Gaza and the West Bank. Before I began my own yearly visits in 2004 to Palestinian areas, I was just like you might be, I was interested, but I didn't know very much. When you don't know what's happening in Palestinian areas and to Palestinians every day, it's possible to be torn between your commitment to human rights on the one hand and your fear of being called anti-Semitic on the other. And that's what happened to us. But for me, I'm Jewish. I was brought up to believe in social justice and the tikkun olam of trying to heal the damage that we humans have created. I adamantly reject the attempt to silence me and others when we speak about injustice, pain, and suffering. As Bernice Johnson Reagan sings, I'm going to stand. In 2015, this year, those of us who are working on this issue in APHA are creating more educational opportunities in our organization in addition to our resolutions and events. We feel that knowledge is important. Today, we are hopeful that APHA will be organizing a public health study tour to Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza in the coming year. We have strong reason to believe this will happen. The United Nations, by way of UNRWA, has agreed to help us and facilitate the tour, especially when we're in Gaza and the West Bank. If you feel that you don't really know what's going on over there, if you've heard a lot of conflicting things, why not consider joining this trip? Go with APHA to this area and see for yourself. APHA stands proudly for a guarantee of human rights and social justice as the basis of a healthy society. But think about segregated roads and segregated buses in the West Bank, home demolitions in the West Bank, in East Jerusalem, bombings of Gaza, destruction of water supplies, denial of adequate electricity and sanitation services, the requirement of an army permission slip in order to go to a hospital. And what about a segregated justice system that sends a child to prison for throwing a rock against a militarized bulldozer that's moving toward his home? And by the way, that bulldozer was made in the US and paid for with our tax dollars. Are these the building blocks of social justice? Are they conducive to health? Are these things even ethical? No, they're not. Please join us in supporting the right and ability of Palestinians to live healthy lives. Thank you.